The only man who almost took Xun'er away from Xiao Yan was Lei Dong, the heir of the Thunder Clan. Just how terrifying was his strength? Why was he considered a top genius whose talent was second only to Xiao Yan's? Lei Dong was born into the Thunder Clan, ranked 4th among the ancient 8 clans. From birth, he possessed the Thunder Clan's purest 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 bloodline. That bloodline granted him monstrous cultivation talent and allowed him to enjoy the clan's finest resources from a young age. His path of cultivation had been smooth from the beginning. His strength advanced rapidly, and his clansmen praised him as the Thunder Clan's most dazzling genius in the past century. In order to temper his body and fully control the power of lightning, he voluntarily entered the Thunder Clan's Demon Thunder Pool and trained there for 5 years. The Demon Thunder Pool was the most dangerous cultivation ground in the Thunder Clan. Ordinary clansmen would have their bodies blown apart and their souls destroyed the moment they touched it. Yet after 5 years of harsh tempering, Lei Dong not only forged an incredibly powerful physique, he also mastered the power of lightning to an extraordinary level. This achievement even broke the record set by the Thunder Clan's clan leader, Lei Dong, when he was young. Relying on his exceptional talent and ruthless determination, Lei Dong broke through to the late stage of 3-star Do Saint at a young age. Among his generation, he had almost no rivals. He firmly secured the title of the Thunder Clan's #1 young genius and became the clan's hope for the future. Some might say that Xun'er was clearly stronger than him, so how could Lei Dong be considered one of the top geniuses of their generation? But it had to be remembered that Xun'er's strength was inseparable from the support of her divine bloodline and the full resources of her clan. Later on, she also had Xiao Yan's constant help and support. Lei Dong, on the other hand, had no protagonist's luck and no heaven-defying opportunities. He relied only on his own talent and bitter training to reach a height that most people his age could never hope to touch. Among the ancient clans, if Xiao Yan and Xun'er were excluded, Lei Dong was almost a crushing existence among his peers. Even 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇, the proud genius of the Gu clan, could only admit defeat before him. His fated confrontation with Xiao Yan began when Xiao Yan entered the Gu clan for the second time. At that time, the Yao clan had been destroyed, and the Gu clan urgently summoned the Yan clan and Thunder clan to discuss the survival of the continent. As soon as the Thunder clan's younger generation appeared, they used Lei Dong's reputation to provoke the Black Submerged Army everywhere. The experts of the Black Submerged Army took turns stepping forward, but all of them were easily defeated by Lei Dong. Not a single one could last more than a few exchanges. 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 wanted to step forward and suppress the situation, but even he, one of the Gu clan's top young commanders, was beaten until he had no power to fight back. 1-star Do saints such as 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 and 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 were even less of a match. For a time, Lei Dong's edge was fully revealed. He swept through the Black Submerged Army, and no one could stop him. With no other choice, 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 had to lower himself and go to Xiao Yan, asking him to step in and recover their pride. When Xiao Yan heard this, he was slightly moved. 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 was already a 2-star Do Saint now, yet there was someone among the Thunder Clan's younger generation who could defeat him? Xun'er frowned slightly. Could it be that guy? 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 nodded gloomily. Xiao Yan asked curiously, "Who is that guy?" After a moment of silence, Xun'er slowly replied, "Lei Dong. He is the Thunder Clan's most dazzling genius in the past few centuries. He once trained in the Demon Thunder Pool for 5 years, 1 year longer than the record set by Lei Dong when he was young. It is said that the Thunder Clan is nurturing him as their next clan leader." After pausing, her tone became slightly helpless as she added, "Also, the Thunder Clan once came to the Gu clan to propose a marriage alliance. At the time, quite a few elders approved of it. Although it was later put aside for certain reasons, the people involved in that proposed marriage were me and Lei Dong." Xiao Yan was stunned. He had not expected that this man had once been someone who almost stole his wife from him. 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 said somewhat awkwardly, "Xun'er, that fellow may simply be fond of fighting, but this is still the Gu clan. If we let him go back like this, the next time we meet people from the Thunder clan, we'll definitely be mocked. So," he chuckled and continued, "why don't you make a move?" Xun'er glanced at him and said lightly, "Boring. This kind of meaningless fight for pride has no point." 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 was not discouraged. His gaze shifted to Xiao Yan as he smiled. "If you don't want to fight, then having brother-in-law Xiao Yan step in is fine too. Help our black submerged army regain some face. Although even the clan leader is satisfied with brother-in-law Xiao Yan now, we brothers of the black submerged army will also wait for your wedding day and make sure it is grand and lively." Hearing this, a red blush immediately rose across Xun'er's cheeks. She said with a pout, "So your target wasn't me. It was brother Xiao Yan." Gu Zhen looked at Xiao Yan eagerly and smiled. "What do you think, brother Xiao Yan? Do you want to test the methods of the Thunder Clan's younger generation? Right now, brother Qingyang is still holding them back." Under Gu Zhen's eager gaze, Xiao Yan could not help but smile. "Fine. Lead the way. I also want to see what ability this man who once failed to steal my wife actually has." Not far outside the Gu clan's main hall, there was a training ground. At that moment, the area around the training ground was already packed with a dark crowd. It seems the Gu clan's black submerged army isn't as strong as the rumors say. Before we came here, someone even told us to exchange pointers with you properly. Facing such sharp provocation, Gu Xing, one of the 4 commanders, frowned and said in a deep voice, "Lei Yun, enough nonsense. If you really want to fight, I'll accompany you however you want." The man called Lei Yun smiled lazily. "There's nothing interesting about fighting a big brute like you. Earlier, your black submerged army's grand commander, Gu Qingyang, already lost to brother Lei Dong. It seems the Thunder Clan's younger generation is stronger than the Gu clan's now." Hearing this, one commander of the black submerged army could not help sneering. "The strongest person in the Gu clan's younger generation is Miss Xun'er. If you really want to challenge someone, go find Miss Xun'er and try." Lei Dong smiled faintly. A strange look flashed in his eyes. "I have long heard of Miss Xun'er's name. Since I have come to the Gu clan this time, I must meet her. Gu Zhen slipped away earlier. He should have gone to look for her, right? This guy has sharp eyes." The expressions of several black submerged army commanders changed slightly. Lei Yun chuckled. "Brother Lei Dong, I heard that you and Miss Xun'er almost became a perfect match back then. Since the clan leader is also here now, why not ask him to bring up the matter again? With your current achievements, who wouldn't you be worthy of?" Gu Qingyang and the others' expressions changed. Many of the younger generation in the Gu clan secretly admired Xun'er. Although she had now been won over by Xiao Yan, no matter what, Xun'er was still the Gu clan's brightest pearl. How could they allow outsiders to mock her with words? Gu Hua looked at Lei Yun and said in a low voice, "Lei Yun, sometimes being careless with your mouth is not a good thing. Be careful, or disaster may come from your words." Lei Yun smiled indifferently. "Is that so?" Before his words fully fell, a faint laugh suddenly sounded. "I think it is." On the high platform to the north of the training ground, 3 figures had appeared at some point. They stood above the field and looked down at the Thunder Clan group. Lei Yun's gaze first landed on Xun'er, and an amazed look immediately appeared in his eyes. He could not help opening his mouth again. "So this is Miss Xun'er of the Gu clan. She truly is a beauty capable of toppling cities and kingdoms. She and brother Lei Dong." Before he could finish, Lei Dong suddenly raised a hand and stopped him. Lei Yun froze. He turned around in confusion, only to discover that Lei Dong's expression had become solemn. His gaze was fixed on the black-robed young man beside Xun'er. Lei Dong stared directly at Xiao Yan, his eyes burning with heat. If my guess is correct, this friend should be Xiao Yan of the Xiao clan. Lei Yun's expression changed. The Xiao Yan rumored to have defeated Han Miexing? Xiao Yan smiled faintly. "I heard that several of you were sparring here for entertainment. May I join in the fun?" Lei Yun's mouth twitched. "You came to recover face for them? But you don't seem to be a member of the Gu clan." Gu Qingyang spoke calmly. "Brother Xiao Yan is Xun'er's future husband. In a sense, he can be considered one of the Gu clan's people." Lei Dong frowned. Faint arcs of black lightning flickered through his eyes. "Since brother Xiao Yan has such interest, then please." As soon as his words fell, black lightning suddenly surged from within his body. It crackled around him like electric snakes, causing many people present to feel secretly shocked. Gu Qingyang and the others frowned tightly. Earlier, they had been defeated by this strange black lightning. Its offensive power was extremely strong. Their defenses had barely been able to function before being shattered. Xiao Yan looked at the familiar black lightning around Lei Dong's body, and surprise flashed in his eyes. He had not expected Lei Dong to be able to control the black demon lightning. No wonder he could defeat Gu Qingyang and the others. However, to Xiao Yan, this did not seem threatening at all. His gaze swept across the 10 ThunderClan members before he smiled and said, "There isn't much time. All of you should attack together." Xiao Yan's words immediately caused an uproar across the training ground. Lei Yun's playful expression disappeared entirely. He snorted coldly. "Xiao Yan, don't be too arrogant." Xiao Yan remained as calm as still water and smiled slightly. Sometimes, winning with the mouth is not a good thing. He had heard clearly what Lei Yun had said earlier. Although he did not want to argue too much with him, the way the other party had mocked Xun'er still made him somewhat displeased. He understood that to make these arrogant and unruly fellows obediently shut their mouths, he needed to use some forceful methods. Lei Dong frowned tightly as he looked at Xiao Yan. A faint sense of danger rose in his heart. He had once heard clan leader Lei Ying mention that among the younger generation of the current Do-Chi continent, the top figure should be Xiao Yan of the Xiao clan. Lei Dong had always remembered the sigh in Lei Ying's tone when he said those words. For such a figure to appear in the fallen Xiao clan was truly unbelievable. Lei Dong was naturally warlike and used battle to temper himself. He had endured 5 full years in the demon thunderpool, shutting himself away from the outside world and suffering the pain of countless thunderbolts devouring his body. Together with the ThunderClan's full support, that was how he had obtained his current achievements. From the bottom of his heart, he was unwilling to admit that he was inferior to someone who had walked out of a declining clan. He slowly exhaled and said calmly, "Since Brother Xiao Yan has made such a request, Lei Yun, all of you should respectfully comply." Lei Yun and the others' expressions darkened. With cold smiles, they answered and suddenly stepped forward. The auras of the 10 people instantly surged to their peaks. Among them, Lei Yun's aura was the strongest. He had already reached the level of a high-level half-saint. The rest were also powerful 9-star Do venerates. When the 10 fierce auras erupted together, many people in the field changed expression. If these 10 joined forces, dealing with them would probably be troublesome. As their auras surged, Lei Yun's courage rose again. He shouted in a low voice, "Xiao Yan, allow our ThunderClan to experience your strength." The moment his voice fell, the 10 people almost simultaneously shot forward. Their coordination was extremely practiced. In an instant, they spread out and surrounded Xiao Yan in the center. Their expressions were solemn as their hand seals changed rapidly. 10 enormous lightning pillars, each hundreds of feet tall, surged out and transformed above their heads into 10 coiling, roaring dragons. As the 10 men formed their seals at the same time, the lightning dragons immediately howled and smashed viciously toward Xiao Yan. Lei Yun and the others were not fools. They knew how powerful Xiao Yan was, so they used their strongest attack the moment they made their move. With 10 people attacking together, the might was far from weak. Silver light flashed across the sky. 10 lightning dragons carried furious roars as they crashed into Xiao Yan under countless watching eyes. Violent energy waves spread out. The hard ground cracked, and thick dust burst into the air. Everyone stared at the scene in astonishment. Xiao Yan seemed to have made no attempt to dodge at all. When the dust slowly settled, Xiao Yan's figure appeared once more. His black robe was completely unharmed. Lei Yun and the others' faces instantly turned pale. A deep sense of powerlessness surged into their hearts. Only now did they realize that in the other party's eyes, they were so weak that they could not withstand a single blow. The entire field fell silent. Xiao Yan smiled slightly, then turned his gaze toward Lei Dong. "Please." Lei Dong's expression became unimaginably grave. Xiao Yan's calm and effortless manner placed tremendous pressure on him. But Lei Dong was also a decisive person. The moment Xiao Yan's laughter fell, his body moved, transforming into a streak of lightning as he shot forward. In the blink of an eye, he appeared before Xiao Yan. The black spear in his hand danced rapidly. Countless sharp spear shadows pierced toward every vital point around Xiao Yan's body. At the tip of the spear, an extremely dark strand of black lightning flickered faintly. If it touched its target, even the body of a 3-star Do Saint would be pierced with a bloody hole. The spectators around the field almost held their breath as they watched the dense spear shadows, so sharp they seemed to suffocate people. They could not imagine how they would deal with such a concentrated attack if they were in Xiao Yan's place. Seeing this, 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 and the others had no choice but to nod and admit that Lei Dong truly had some ability. With this kind of offense, even they would not be able to endure for long. This fellow might be arrogant, but he indeed possessed the capital to be arrogant. Unfortunately, that capital was not worth much before Xiao Yan. Gu Xing suddenly said, Lei Dong's spear doesn't seem able to touch Xiao Yan at all. 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 frowned. Lei Dong is said to be at the late stage of 3-star Do Saint. With his mutated lightning Do Qi, his attack power should be enough to match a 4-star Do Saint. But with such powerful strength, he still can't even touch Xiao Yan's body. Just what level has Xiao Yan reached? 𝐁𝐓𝐓𝐇 and the others exchanged glances. They all saw shock in one another's eyes. Gu Yi, who had once fought Xiao Yan, smiled bitterly. Back when Xiao Yan first came to the Gu clan, he had needed to fight until he was heavily injured before barely defeating Gu Yi. But now, when they met again, the gap between them had been stretched infinitely wide. Outsiders could see the situation clearly, and Lei Dong, who was fighting directly, naturally sensed it even more. The longer he fought, the more frightened he became. Xiao Yan before him was like a black hole. No matter how fierce his attacks were, they were silently swallowed, unable to cause the slightest damage. Lei Dong's nerves tightened. Suddenly, a ruthless light flashed through his eyes. He spat out a mouthful of blood, and the thunder light on the spear tip flickered, becoming extremely dark. With a shake of the spear, the black demon lightning on it erupted. His speed suddenly rose to the limit, and he stabbed toward Xiao Yan's throat like a bolt of lightning. Lei Dong's sudden increase in speed caused many people's expressions to change. Everyone only felt a black light flash before their eyes. A clear sound rang out in the arena. They hurriedly looked over, only to see that Lei Dong's spear tip was only half an inch away from Xiao Yan's throat, yet it could no longer advance even the slightest bit. Xiao Yan had caught Lei Dong's full-powered strike with one palm. Lei Dong gritted his teeth and slammed a palm onto the spear shaft. Black lightning instantly surged from the spear tip and rushed toward Xiao Yan's arm. But before Lei Dong could feel joy, the black lightning quickly dimmed, as if it had been swallowed by something. Xiao Yan's palm suddenly tightened. The long spear in Lei Dong's hand shattered directly. Immediately afterward, Xiao Yan stepped forward and appeared before Lei Dong like a ghost. His light palm landed on Lei Dong's chest. Under everyone's horrified gazes, Lei Dong was sent flying backward in a miserable state. Xiao Yan smiled faintly. Thank you for the match. The battle ended so quickly that everyone was left dumbfounded. In just a few short minutes, Lei Dong and more than 10 ThunderClan members had been easily defeated by Xiao Yan. The warriors of the Black Submerged Army instantly erupted into cheers, their voices rolling like thunder across the square. Amid those deafening cheers, Lei Dong landed in a sorry state. He gritted his teeth and was just about to attack again when a thunderous laugh suddenly exploded out of thin air. What a fine Xiao clan boy! These little brats are indeed far more than just a little inferior to you. But watching this has made this old man's hands itch. I wonder if you have the courage to receive one palm from me.